Hello world, Happy New Year, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe down below. So today I am finally setting up my 2021 bullet journal. It did take me a little while as I was very lucky to receive this journal for Christmas, so it's just taken me a bit longer to get this filmed and edited. I'm very lucky to be working in a Archer and Olive Neapolitan journal in the A5 size. Initial thoughts: I've used one of the journals before, the Blackout, loved it, wanted to try another one, but chose the Neapolitan because you get the best of all three paper types. So this journal actually has white paper, craft paper and black paper in it. So I thought that would be a bit of a challenge with my monthly setups, but also give me a way to be a bit more creative and obviously hopefully make the most of the Archer and Olive acrylograph pens. So my title page, wanted to keep it simple in colour, just keep it nice black and white, fine liner. However, this took like 2 hours to draw. I drew everything out in the journal at first in pencil, but this took a while, a real long time. I could have done just a video on just my title page, so there's a few cutscenes here and there. A little backstory: I have been using a bullet journal since 2018, and my first bullet journal was actually an A5 size. Since then I've been using the B5 Scribbles That Matter journal, which are 160 GSM, as well as the same as this Archer and Olive. However, I must admit, I wish they did the Neapolitan in the B5 version because I forgot how small these pages were. I really felt a bit constricted, but at the same time I knew this would be more portable and more practical for my handbag. So I did have to flip the journal upside down to be able to draw the other side, just wasn't computing in my head, and I used a couple different thicknesses of fine liner just to add a bit more depth and definition to some of those flowers. Moving on, we're now going to set up the yearly overview. Really time consuming and really easy to mess up, and you need to be careful, measure twice, write once, and setting up the calendar for the year. I find it's really helpful to have it in your book to be able to flip back to when you are setting up each month. However, I have stamps, so I should have used my stamps. That would have saved so much time. There was about 4 hours of footage for this video, and that's the longest I think I've ever spent setting up my journal before. But yeah, you need this to know what day of the month it is. And last year I did not know what any of the days of the month were. And last year's bullet journal is sadly lacking quite a few months, as I just didn't feel the need to plan. So I hope everybody's 2021 is getting better. The page opposite to this, if you can't see all the little circles in pencil, I was really interested in doing a moon phase page. So if you are following my channel, I have been on a magical journey this last year, and I really wanted to keep track of the moon cycles and see if I can recognise any changes in myself and follow some rituals for each moon phase. So there should be some videos of that coming up soon. So as convenient as the yearly overview is, there's so much better to have a monthly log in there, or a future log, however you want to call it. Because you're setting up each month in a bullet journal, having something that you can just jot down important dates or meetings or events in is really convenient. I've had really good fun with this journal, setting up some really different fonts than I'm used to. My first couple of journals was all about the cursive and faux calligraphy, and this time I'm quite enjoying this sort of Times New Roman with a bit of a twist title. So I decided to use my acrylograph jewel collection in the 0.7mm. My camera does cut out, I apologise in advance, but the paint pens are really good and I'm really enjoying using them, and they just can take a couple coats, especially the 0.7mm, to fill in a large surface area. So I did really like these jewel tones, so I decided to go back to my yearly overview, which I did highlight slightly with some Tombow brush pens. They just weren't cutting it, they looked a bit drab and wishy-washy, so I went in with the acrylograph and they're perfect. They really do well covering up the black fine liner to then put the fine liner back on top. The pale colours took 2 coats at least to just get rid of that black, but I think they look better and stand out a bit better than they did before. So I decided to add 2 spreads that one I have not done in the past and one that I'm doing a little differently this time. And the first one that I haven't done in the past is the things to check out. I've seen so many people set their bullet journal up with a things to check out page with books to read and films to watch and things like that, and that's what I really want to do this year, is read some more books and watch some classic films. So I decided to make a little bookshelf, and I haven't finished it on camera. I will be revealing it on my Instagram, so make sure you go follow that with the link in the description. But yes, I just set up a really simple bookshelf with a few knickknacks on there and some outlines for filling in book titles and adding some movie titles, and then I'll just add in maybe a couple extra bits for some podcasts. So if there's anything you think I should be checking out, leave a comment down below. looking forward to finishing this spread off, the things to check out, and having a bit of a doodle using these paint pens and just really having a play. So the second side, finances. Something I've done before, tried to track, never gone very well. However, this time I decided to have a little play on like a book page ripped out or something, so the bottom kind of looks like a pulled out piece of paper, and at the top I am just putting in my monthly bills just to keep a control and some awareness of what I'm spending each month on bills. Then below I'm actually putting in a savings goal and a wish list goal, which kind of go hand in hand, but the wish list will definitely be more of a I really want this but it's not an urgent saving goal at the moment. So again, playing around with this Times New Roman font. This one was a little more traditional and I'm really liking it. It's going to be featured a lot over the rest of this year, I think. And I just gave it a little scruffy fill-in as opposed to using the acrylograph pens. This song playing is called Coffee and Unicorns. It has to be the cutest name of a song ever, except I don't drink coffee. Moving on to my two new spreads. I did sort of half of one last year in the middle of the year. That is my social media and Etsy. So I only started off my YouTube channel in February of 2020 and Etsy shop opened in July, I believe, 2020. So this is my first sort of year to start tracking my progress and goals and where I want to be, and be able to look at it next year, at the end of next year, and be like, wow, I am achieving things. So started out with a social media page and I am using the 3mm acrylograph in the Cool Fall collection. I was very lucky again to receive this for Christmas, and the acrylograph pens using the 3mm definitely makes things easier to fill in and it gives a better payoff with the paint, like you don't have to go over it twice. Not very convenient if you want to use that particular colour for the 0.7mm sort of site, like for the fonts. However, I did realise you obviously have a blending pen, so I could always use my 7mm, 0.7mm blending pen in the 3mm paint to then use it as a smaller pen. So yeah, just setting up a few different boxes on these pages. One tracking my sort of followers and subscribers, where they are now, and then I can see how much I've grown next year. With the Etsy shop, I've set some goals for numbers of sales for next year and left a list or to plan some new products. And the social media page, I've also left a space for my top video this year, just to see if next year it's still the same. So I am looking forward to seeing what happens and what this year brings. And I went for these cool fall colours are just incredible. I did use two non-full fall colours, but the rest were from the same set and they're just gorgeous. They put down the paint really well and really let me create a fun minimalist style for this setup. So obviously I have to add in those leaf sprigs just to add some highlights on top of those paint splodges. Definitely this colour looks really good on top of the dark brown in the top corner. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, don't forget to sub it down below. If you use any of these spreads, please tag me in them on Instagram. I would love to see that. All my details are down below. Sadly, this is going to be the last video of my bullet journal on YouTube. I am going to be doing more reels and Instagram time lapses over on my Anna Jane Creations channel throughout the year, but they are coming off of the YouTube channel, trying to keep things a bit separate. I will continue to do a yearly video, and I will probably be doing some page setups throughout the year, and I have an inkling that I might be doing a grimoire setup. So keep safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.